A Mankato man will face a judge today on charges of murder stemming from a fatal overdose incident in December of last year. 25-year-old Kuth Pamier Roy will have a contested omnibus hearing at 1:30 p.m. According to a criminal complaint, Roy was the alleged seller for a group wanting to purchase pills known as perks. Agents with the Minnesota River Valley Drug Task Force note in the complaint that perks are commonly associated with counterfeit pills containing fentanyl. A 21-year-old woman who was part of the group was found dead on December 1st when authorities responded to the scene at a Blue Earth County residence. According to the criminal complaint, investigators uncovered social media conversations Ray had with the other buyers, 23-year-old Haley Marie Ross and 21-year-old Connor Lee Heft, that pertained to the purchase of these illegal drugs.